All right. Thanks for coming for this talk. Yeah, I really appreciate it. So my name is Ileri, for short, Ileri Adebi. Like you said, I'm a cloud native engineer at Container Solutions. We help global companies transform into cloud native, basically. I'm a content creator. I tweet tech, I tweet opportunities, I tweet cloud, growth, and all of that. Next slide. Yeah, this is my talk. Building a useful open source project, a case study of Markdown badges. Can we have the next slide? So this is what Markdown badges is. Now, Markdown badges is a project that I created some time ago. Of course, we'll see the history. But this is doing 3K. Okay, somebody showed me now it's 3.4K stars on GitHub currently. We have over 100. Yeah, 3.4K right now. We have over 100 contributors. And this was just something I just created. How it started, yeah. So mid-2020, 2 years ago. Can we go next? We saw this announcement, all right, from GitHub. GitHub released something to help you build a personal brand, all right? Something on your GitHub profile that would stand out, like a resume. All right, can we go to the next? So people started writing about it next, and everywhere there was just this information. Can we have the next slide? Now I saw this repo on GitHub. It says awesome GitHub profile readme. And it had, I think, over 1,000 stars in like 2 days. Somebody said, yeah. All right, so if you have been following, yeah, so it had over 1,000 stars, and I was like, wow, a lot of people like this. All right, and next slide, please. Then I went ahead to build my GitHub profile. This is how it looks. So if you go to this URL, you would find my GitHub profile. This is what it looks like. So somebody comes to your GitHub page, they're not only seeing your projects, they're seeing like a resume. All right, and I felt, let me make this look nicer. And I added badges to my repository, all right, to my profile. And that's what it looks like. Can we go to the next slide? So I decided to, submit a pull request to awesome GitHub profile readme. And I put in an article, all right, explaining something that I had done. And I put in my profile so that people can have some inspiration in building theirs. Can we have the next slide? I had created a repository to just dump my badges there. All right, just putting it there. I told my friend I was in bed that day, and I just said, let me just put all of these badges on my profile in a repository. And we began to see pull requests. My first pull request I was like, wow. Can we have the next slide? After merging 10 PRs, like the wolf of OSS, right? Like 10 PRs, like, you get. All right, can we move to the next slide? Then somebody featured my repository on a YouTube tutorial. All right, it was going, and I was like, people like this, right? Is this me? Do you get? I was feeling so hyped and everything. Can we have the next slide? And 30 stars, boom. YouTube, I broke the internet. Do you get? So, can we have the next slide? Then November 1, 2020, we got 52 stars. Sorry, it's blurry from here, but we got 52 stars. Can we move? Sorry, did I say 52? Please, can we move? Sorry about that. But with great power comes... Somebody said responsibility. Sometimes it can be great. So I just left that for you to feel. But the PRs did not stop. It kept coming. Thank you. Can we have the next slide? Yeah, just a quick shout out. This guy reached out to me and he said, I went through your Markdown repos on GitHub. It helped me a lot to revamp my profile. I would love to connect with you on LinkedIn. There are many PRs to integrate new badges, new icons. Let me know. I would love to manage the repo. And at the time, I was busy with work. Like I was deep neck in work. And I said, thanks for connecting. Thanks for reaching out. I made him a maintainer. All right. So this is just a shout out to him. And I'm saying thank you. All right. if he sees this later. Can we go next? So in August 28th, 1.5K stars. This was no longer just a repo for badges. This was now a repo for building your profile, your brand. All right? I know somebody talked about social currency and all of that thing. So what do people see when they land? You submit a resume, all right, for a software development job or even data science or whatever field. But now you put your GitHub repository that lets somebody go there and see that I'm a superstar. But what do they see? This is what Markdown badges now evolved to become. All right? It was just badges for your profile, but I now changed it later on. All right? Can we go to the next? October 7, 1.9K. Like, I was killing it. Okay, the next. December 11, 2.4K. Next. December 20, unicorn. That's the unicorn icon there. All right, so this was crazy. Like, why will people just take a repo that just has badges? And do you get? Let's go on. Now, this is the growth rate. All right, for those of us that like math, science, this is the growth rate of the project over time. So you can have a look at, if you want to check your repository and see the growth rate, if you are, if you are doing well like this, if you are a unicorn, you can check the growth rate with the URL. It will be at the end, all right, starhistory.com, but you can just check that. Next slide, please. Now, today, March 22, I put 3.3K, but it's 3.4 now and counting. All right. Now, one of the things that people love about this is that they can easily contribute to it. Somebody put on Twitter and said, this is easily the best repo I've seen. So that person was probably a first timer. All right. And it was so easy to contribute and all of that. Can we have the next slide? Now, this is what's for you. That one was for me. All right. But this is where it gets interesting for you. Next slide, please. There is this thing called the not invented yet syndrome. All right. What it means is I'm a developer, or I'm an engineer, I'm a software person, I'm a data scientist, I'm a graphic designer. I want to build something. The world has never seen this before. All right. Then you take up your computer and you start cooking. You start cooking. It's looking the idea is crazy. Like, I broke the internet. You probably just, do you get? So, the not invented yet syndrome is you want to build something, but you think you have to build it from scratch. Like, I have to be the one to have created the infrastructure that will run my application. I have to be the one to have developed the computer that is going to run my code. Am I communicating? All right. Every developer has that thing. Every developer. So if you are a first timer, so you don't want to use Flutterwave or Paystack. You want to build your own. That's why we have plenty fintech, right? No subs. All right. There's the imposter syndrome, but you're not an imposter. Hold on. You could be. Next slide. You're not an imposter if you're standing on the shoulders of giants. If you're building on what somebody else has worked on, you're not an imposter. If you're taking it, hook, line, and sinker, you're changing the name and you're putting your name, you're probably an imposter. All right? But many times we have this imposter feeling that, recently, I have some of my colleagues here at work and I was on this project and it felt like, man, I don't know as much. We're still discussing today. I don't know as much as these guys. And I'm feeling terrible. Do you understand? So you always have these senior engineers, 10 years, they're still feeling like they're imposters. All right? You always have this. Now, I just put this quote here. This is from somebody I adore, I respect. He said, having obtained the help of God, I continue unto this day, witnessing both to small and great, saying none other things than those which the prophets and Moses did say should come. Does anybody know who made this statement? Anybody? Wow. Please. So Paul said, I have said nothing new. All right. You want to build a project and you feel that this has never been seen before. So that's what Paul said in Acts 26, if you want to check it out. Next, please. Now, Quincy Lesson said something. Billions of users use free code camp. Quincy Lesson is a teacher. He has taught billions of users, or billions of people. And he mentioned something. I was reading his article, and he said that when he was about to build, he had this idea to teach people. He started building, he took this technology, he started learning this technology and that and that. By the time it was done, nobody used it. All right? And he wrote an article called Standing on the Shoulders, How to Stand on the Shoulders of Giants. And he said, sometimes you don't need all of that. Take what is existing, put it together. Take this, take that, take this, build something, move from there, and you learn so much when you just ship the damn thing. Just ship it. Do you get? Perfectionism is the enemy of progress. Stand on the shoulders of giants. So go ahead, climb atop and ship the damn thing. Thank you for listening to my talk.